Pluto, once just a tiny dot at the edge of our solar system, is far stranger than we ever imagined. Did you know it has a heart that actually makes it breathe? Stay tuned, because what this tiny dwarf planet is doing will blow your mind. Welcome to the Space Sea. If you love exploring space, science, and the secrets of our cosmos, hit subscribe and join the journey. Let's get started. The heart of Pluto, Tombaugh, Regio. This is the large, bright, heart-shaped region discovered in detail by New Horizons in 2015. The left lobe of the heart is called Sputnik Planitia, a vast basin filled with frozen nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide ice. This ice is not solid and dead. It moves and flows, almost like glaciers on Earth, but on a planetary scale. How the heart beats. During Pluto's day, sunlight warms the surface, and frozen nitrogen sublimates, turns directly from solid to gas. At night, or when it's colder, the gas condenses back to ice. This cycle pumps Pluto's very thin atmosphere in and out, like an actual heartbeat. 3. Strange climate control. Pluto's atmosphere is mostly nitrogen, with traces of methane and carbon monoxide. Unlike Earth, where winds are driven by solar heating and ocean currents, Pluto's winds are driven almost entirely by the freezing and thawing of nitrogen in Sputnik Planitia. This makes Tombaugh Regio act like a giant climate engine, controlling weather and even redistributing ices across Pluto's surface. 4. Surface shaping. The winds created by this process can reach dozens of kilometers per hour, despite the thin air. These winds have carved dunes, transported ices, and even shaped mountain regions nearby. Scientists were shocked to find active geology and climate on such a small, distant world, since most thought Pluto would be geologically dead. 5. Why it's so strange. Pluto is only about 1/6 the width of Earth's moon, and it gets almost no sunlight, 40 times weaker than Earth. Despite this, it has a dynamic atmosphere and active glaciers, something not seen on any other dwarf planet. The beating heart idea is a poetic but scientifically accurate description. Sputnik Planitia literally makes Pluto breathe. 6. Floating mountains. Pluto has mountains made of water ice, which is strong enough at Pluto's frigid temperatures, -230 degrees Celsius, to act like rock. Some mountains, like the Wright Mons and Picard Mons, appear to be cryovolcanoes, volcanoes that erupt ice instead of lava. These mountains seem to float atop softer nitrogen ice plains because the ice beneath is less dense. Imagine mountains drifting on a frozen ocean. 7. A surprisingly young surface. Despite being so far from the Sun, parts of Pluto's surface are less than 10 million years old, which is extremely young in geological terms. This means Pluto is still geologically active, with glaciers, ice flows, and possibly underground oceans reshaping its surface. Point 8. A tilted and chaotic moon system. Pluto's largest moon, Charon, is almost half its size. Together, they orbit a point outside Pluto itself, making them a true double dwarf planet system. Pluto's other moons, Styx, Nix, Kerberos, and Hydra, have bizarre irregular orbits. Some spin chaotically, flipping unpredictably, unlike most moons in the solar system. 9. An underground ocean. Data from New Horizons suggests that Pluto may have a subsurface ocean of liquid water beneath its icy crust. Evidence: the patterns on the surface, the distribution of mountains and ice, and the shape of Sputnik Planitia hint that something liquid underneath could keep Pluto geologically active. 10. A complex and changing atmosphere. Pluto's thin atmosphere of nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide is extremely sensitive to distance from the Sun. When Pluto moves farther from the Sun, gases can freeze and collapse onto the surface, creating a seasonal atmospheric snowfall. This makes Pluto breathe in and out, expanding and contracting its atmosphere across its 248-year orbit. 11. Red polar haze. Pluto has a reddish haze above its poles, made of complex hydrocarbons called tholins, formed by sunlight breaking down methane. This is similar to what we see on Titan, Saturn's moon, but it's strange because Pluto's atmosphere is so thin. Even tiny amounts of sunlight create dramatic chemical reactions in its upper atmosphere. So the next time you think of Pluto, don't see a frozen, lifeless rock. See a world that breathes, flows, and surprises us at every turn. And who knows, Pluto might still have secrets even New Horizons hasn't uncovered. Hit that subscribe button if you want to explore more mind-blowing corners of our solar system.